The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to another GoldMine 101, our regular series of short presentations giving you hints and tips for getting the most out of GoldMine CRM. And in this session, I'm going to cover adding contacts to a sales opportunity in GoldMine. So if you're using GoldMine for tracking larger sales, very technical sales, if you've got a very complex sales process and you need to track lots of information about your sales opportunities, then the opportunity management system in GoldMine is ideal for you. And in this session, we're going to cover how to link in contacts or influencers, as they call them, into and associate them with your opportunity record. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot and my company Wizard Systems. We're a specialist CRM solutions provider, providing solutions like GoldMine to mainly small and mid-sized organizations, helping them to improve their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. Now, this presentation will be about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour or so in duration. There can be a lot to the opportunity manager depending on what you want out of it. So I'm just going to concentrate on this session on adding in influencers. But if you want more information on this feature or more information on training, please contact any of us at Wizard Systems. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. If you've got a question, pop that into the question box, those listening live. Or just drop us an email if you're watching this as a recording. And those listening live, if you pop that question in there, I will do my best to answer that at the end. Also at the end, I'll give you an update on any GoldMine product news for you, keep you in the loop. And this session is being recorded. Afterwards, you will get a link to the recording via an email from our system, so just watch out for that. And it will most likely be up on our YouTube channel as well. Just go up to YouTube, do a search for Wizard Systems, and you'll see our channel there. And loads of videos, well over 100 videos on GoldMine for you. Okay, so just a brief mention about Wizard Systems. We're a leading provider, as I've said, of CRM solutions, concentrating on systems like GoldMine, focusing on the small and mid-sized marketplace. And we provide the product, we provide the upgrades, and any kind of assistance, help, implementation, training, and help desk support on the application. So let me just dive into GoldMine now and cover adding in contacts to your opportunity or influencers. So this is an opportunity record. As per normal, top half of the screen, you've got the main information about the opportunity. And then because I've created my opportunity, I am extremely likely to have an initial contact that is associated, an initial influencer that's associated with this opportunity. Very simple to add in additional contacts to the opportunity. So this is quite useful where there's not just one decision maker on opportunity. You want to track multiple people. There's no limiting GoldMine to the number of influencers we can associate with this opportunity, but very useful if you're in an environment, if you're in a business that's selling very high ticket items, or there's a long sales cycle, or a particularly complex sales process to track. The opportunity manager is great for doing that. So to add in a new contact, I just bring my cursor down into the active area, that influencer screen, just right click, and from my local menu, select new for a new influencer. Right, I've got a couple of choices here. Now, you used to be able to manually type in here a company contact in there. You can't do that anymore. So you've got to choose the contact from this little button here. And you've got two options: to look up an existing contact in your system, primary or additional contact, or if this is a brand new contact, then you've got the create a new contact, which will link it to this opportunity as well. I'm going to look up an existing contact. Just type in the first few letters of the company or contact. Of course, you've got a number of different ways of quickly accessing your contacts. And then once you've selected that contact, that pastes it in there with the company name and the contact name and their title. You can overwrite that title if the job title isn't appropriate to this person's association with the with this opportunity. You can change that there from that little drop down list or manually type it in. Now, role below that, we've got role and response mode. When GoldMine first introduced the Opportunity Manager, they based it on a selling technique, a selling methodology that's aimed at large account selling. So you're selling into big businesses, and they based it on Miller Heiman. So if you do a Google search of Miller Heiman, Miller, then second word, Heiman, might be double N on the end, but Miller Heiman, you'll see loads of reference material up there, and there are probably still organizations supplying sales training based on the Miller Heiman method. So this is very much the defaults in GoldMine. If you've just installed GoldMine or you've never tampered with this, then this is what you're going to see. So first of all is the role. So this person that you're adding, what's his or her role on this sale, on this opportunity? And Miller Heiman categorizes them into 4 different types, and they could be multiple. They could have multiple roles within this opportunity, and they could have different roles on other opportunities that this contact is associated with. But it's quite interesting to think about this person and what's their relationship to this opportunity. So there's these 4 types: coach, economic, technical, and user. And I've put in there a little bit of a description there into what each of those buyer roles are. So user typically is the person that's going to use this product or service. Coach is someone that works at that customer, or it could be an external consultant, but they're going to guide us on the sale. They're going to give us some extra information on this opportunity. They may not be the customer, they may not be the user, if they were just solely the coach, but they certainly can give us some inside information there. Then technical could be, again, it may not be a person that's going to physically use this product or service, but they're going to give you maybe some technical information on some specifications on the requirements of this sales opportunity. And typically they're going to have like a checklist of things, like a bullet point list of things that your product or service has to meet their requirements. So they're typically going to screen out these different vendors and qualify them out if they don't meet those technical requirements. And then the 4th buyer type is, or 4th role here, is economic. So this, again, it may not be a user of the system, it may not be a user of the service, but it's typically someone that's going to be authorizing the expenditure, authorizing the spend. So maybe a finance person, finance director, financial controller, something like that. So you will put in these multiple ones, and you can add in multiple ones as well just by going back to that list if this person slots into multiple buyer roles. Next one down is response mode. Now, you don't need to use these, and you can change the terminology if you want to, but again, this is Miller Heiman stuff. And This is trying to gauge how open this person is to buying your product or service. And on a scale, they can be on a scale here of really open to a sale or not open to a sale. For example, and these again are the default ones that come with GoldMine. But if this person, this company is in growth mode, then the company is growing, they're looking to expand, or this person looking to expand their productivity or operations, then they'd be open to a sale. Or on the flip side, trouble. Maybe they're experiencing difficulties right now, and your product will solve that particular problem. So they're going to be open to a solution. And there may be some other, again, there could be different response modes. There could be multiple response modes relating to this contact that you're adding in here, different ways of gauging their influence. So typically, if they're a coach, for example, how influential is this person in the organization? And you can rank them there on their influence scale with that opportunity. And there are also other response modes. So even keel, everything's okay. Everything's okay at the moment with our existing system. Why should we change it? Sort of thing. So they're not going to be very open to the sale. Or overconfident. We've got something already. I'm very confident this is working for us. So I don't want to buy your product or service. Thank you very much. So those are the ones that GoldMine gives you. Tie in with the Miller Heiman terminology, but you can remove all those if you want to. You can remove this title of the lookup window as well by going through the setup button there if it's not appropriate to your business. So let me just pop in one of those. Let's say this person's in trouble and they're overconfident, so putting in a couple there. And you got some notes also for that, just for completeness. So a very easy way of adding in that content. I would just repeat the process if there was a third influencer associated with this project. And of course, from here, I can go to the contact record that they're associated with. So I could go to ZZZ Farmer here. And if I click on the opportunities tab, I will see all of the other opportunities that person has a role or influence on. So there you are, a very quick way of adding in those contacts there. Very, very simple. Hopefully that's of use to you, and a little bit of introduction into the Miller Heiman way of doing things. So if you've got any questions around this feature, or indeed any other GoldMine questions, I can answer those for you right now. Just before I give you an update on GoldMine news for you. So a couple of questions have come in. Let me just locate those. Right, Hillary, is there any way of adding in a contact so it's not in your database? No, you've got to add them in. Of course, when you're adding in contacts into GoldMine, you can rank them, you can categorize them, you can profile them. So if they're not really, active sales contacts, they're just on this particular one, you can put them in with a sort of lower status, if you like, in GoldMine. There's a few ways of doing that. Ken, we are not a sales company and don't have opportunities. Can we use this for projects? Yes, you can. In fact, I should have mentioned this, there is a simple project management system in GoldMine. It is almost identical to opportunities. And really the only difference between the two, apart from some of the terminology, is that an opportunity is a project with a sale at the end of it. So you might like to look at the project manager in GoldMine, identical. The tab will be called not influencers. I think it's just called contacts, if my memory serves me right. But you could use either. Even if you haven't got a sale, you don't need to necessarily put that sale in if you are using the opportunity tracking system. And there is a way also thinking about the the working of the opportunities with projects. You can transfer. You can with an opportunity, you can change it into a project when the sale has happened. So if as a company you are working before the sale, you're working on this thing, this inquiry as a big opportunity, and then the order comes in, you can then convert it to a project. And it's quite a nice way of having the information copy over there. Right, don't think there's any more questions, so thanks very much, the two of you. Latest news. As we are, so this is just a caveat here, we are late-ish April 2021, we're coming out of lockdown in the UK. We will be reopening our GoldMine Training Centre. Well, it has been really sort of open during the last year or so. So it's very safe and secure. So we will be inviting people into our regular GoldMine training facility. We've got a couple of training rooms at our Bristol base. But if that's not convenient for you, we do, of course, offer online GoldMine training wherever you are, pretty much whatever time zone you're at, on any aspect of GoldMine. So please contact us for details on that if you've got any new starters or you want to get to grips with any more additional features of GoldMine, we'd be happy to hear from you. The latest release of GoldMine, the latest major release of GoldMine is 2020, and then we get the .1 or .2 as that version progresses, and there are these little hot fixes along the way. So the latest one is, there's a long string of numbers there, .1, .2, .24172. There is a new hotfix coming out shortly, which will address the email feature of GoldMine Web. So if you're using the web access, the popular web access to GoldMine, which is called GoldMine Web, there is a little issue with the way email works right now, and that's being addressed in an imminent release, which we've been informed is due out real soon. But please keep in touch with us, subscribe to one of our channels, or keep watching these 101 sessions to get an update when that has been released. Also, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, Microsoft broke the third-party links to Excel. So applications that link into Excel most likely won't work right now. Microsoft are working on a fix, but we actually have created a fix ourselves. So if you're using GoldMine to launch and populate and create Excel forms from GoldMine, remember you can create forms, you can create documents from GoldMine, typically in Word format, but also there's an Excel option as well to populate and merge in data into that Excel document. It may not work right now if you're on the latest Excel, but we do have a fix, so please contact our support department for more information on that. To get these maintenance releases, by the way, these latest GoldMine updates, you must be on a maintenance contract. Again, please contact us for details on maintenance. And there are some special offers on GoldMine upgrades right now. If you've been off maintenance for a few years, don't worry. Please contact us and we'll give you information on the promotional pricing. So that's it, me done for this session on adding in contacts to an opportunity. I hope that was of value to you and you learned something from that. A little bit of introduction into the Miller Heiman way of doing things with large account selling. If you've got any ideas for future presentations, webinars like this, we'd be happy to hear from you. Please contact me, Tim at wizard-systems.com. There's our other contact details there as well, including our YouTube channel as well. Yes, thanks very much, and to you. And we'll catch up with you real soon with another GoldMine topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.